I'm working on my English, folks. Pile of metal. Just give me a chance to think. Don't have enough beans. Just do it. Just try it. Blah, blah. Rocking the grammar today, ain't we? Well, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to another video. Here we are at Johnson's Garage headquarters. Not sure why I just said that. Headquarters. It is a small shop, but we've been busy. I keep saying we. It's only me. I've been busy for the past few days off camera. Let me explain. Pile of metal. Pile of metal. Pile of metal. Pile of metal. What am I getting at, you ask? I've been busy. I've pretty much got the left side of the car done. I mean, well, it's covered. I'll show you all here in a second. The wind is blowing so bad out there. I'm afraid it might blow the car off the trailer. Not only that, tried a couple of different tools today, well, over the past few days to try and cut some metal and not have it look like a bag of wieners when I got done. I went through two of these. They're not bad. They don't like the aluminum. Look at that knurled edge there. Do not like the aluminum because it will gum that up and it will strip that out. And if those wheels spin at all, you're done. Mentioned before, Farmer Paul gave me this medieval looking thing here. That works great. However, my compressor don't have enough beans to keep it going. So that one's out. What else we try? Good old-fashioned hand cutters. They work good. They take forever. That brings me to the tried and true, faithful, the cutoff wheel. Now these work pretty good on sheet metal as well. However, because aluminum is soft, these don't cut that good because it gums up inside there when that metal gets hot and so on and so forth. And there are no sparks with the aluminum. Go figure. The sheet metal, the stuff standing up right over there, it looks like a fireworks display. And it cuts really well, but that's what we're using. Cutoff wheel. The car, oh yeah, you want to see the car? All right, now keep in mind, before we get out there, it needs a rub rail, which is right there. Whoops, right there. Okay, they're not on yet. Basically, I've just got the door hung, the rear quarter hung, the lower rear quarter hung, and the front fender. Everything is just loosely fitted on there so I can move it around and do what I need to do. But let's have a quick look. Oh no, now you're gonna have to wait. I just got a phone call. We gotta run out because we got an important package. We gotta make a run about 40 minutes east of here. We got something to pick up and you're gonna like it. Well, if you don't, then I guess that's on you. I like it. We'll get back to the car as soon as we get back. We'll get back to the car as soon as we get back. I'm working on my English, folks. I am working on my English. Let's go. Yes, we went to Westside Performance. I ordered a part last week, a big part, a necessary part. We're not going to deal with this part today, and maybe not even in this video, because I got to get that metal work done. I mean, it's got to be done before this goes on. But when we get home, I'll show you what we got. Here's where we are at. Rear quarter panel is done, just got to be riveted on. Now the other fender, hard to see, it's still on there. It's gonna get cut off. So right below here, probably about there, that's gonna get cut. Same with the door. This piece right behind the door, that's got to get cut off. But other than that, not bad. These fenders, I might be able to keep these fenders. I don't know. Undecided yet. Nothing is really tight. We got to get the this body line. It's got to go right here all the way to the front. So I got to find somebody with a metal brake that I can take that and get it broke. Now all I got to do is take this all off, take it in the shop, cut the other side out, and we should be good. Here's the lower rear quarter on the driver's side. Okay, I've got about a 30-degree bend in this right here. Got it folded over on the top. That was a little tricky to do, because the last thing I want to do is warp the top edge here, right? And I know they make a tool for that. I don't have the tool for that. What I am going to do is I've got to put an edge on the bottom here to roll it over so it's not sharp. Not only do I not want to cut my own tire, I don't want to cut anybody else's tires either. So I've got 2 of these made now, so the quarters are done. Now, this piece right here that's cut out, that is the left side or driver's side. As you saw, it goes from the front of the rear wheel well to the rear of the front wheel. That's just kind of the way the night's going to go, fellas. Front of the rear wheel well to the rear of the front wheel well. I did get a comment from Kevin Sabo. He was telling me about, you can see the red of the top of the door trim. Around the driver's side, you can see the red there. That is the old part of the door. The reason I have that there is I like the angle. It looks like a normal door, right? So, yeah, I could have raised it up another 4 inches and got rid of that rivet line that's going to be there. But by the same token, it's all going to be black, or it's all going to be white, or it's all going to be whatever color it ends up being. So you're going to be hard pressed to see it anyways. You will see the rivets, but other than that, be hard pressed to see it anyways. Did I just say that? I said it twice. Is what it is, folks. Could be one of them nights. So here's the deal. This is the driver's side. Up there is the outside. That's the passenger side or right side. We're going to trace this out on here. Then we're going to get the grinder and get that thing cut out. So then both sides are done. And, you know, I know I go back and forth on the fenders. If I got enough metal, I might have to get another sheet of aluminum. But if I got enough, you know, I might do the fenders. Or I just might try and hit somebody up, see if they got a sheet of aluminum they want to sell. And we just kind of go at it from there. Either way, I don't want it to look terrible. You're going to be able to tell it was my first time doing it. That's okay. But what I'm trying to do is show anybody that's getting into racing, wants to fix their own stuff, that doesn't know squat about it, which is us, just do it. Just try it. What's the worst that can happen? You know, I mean, if it really looks terrible, then the first thing I'm going to do is hit the wall so that I can make it so, oh, I hit the wall. I don't know what happened. Enough rambling on. Let's get this thing done. We're going to get this thing traced out on here and find somebody with a metal brake long enough to do that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, we got this panel all clamped down. We have to make more cuts than I wanted to, but it is what it is. We're going to make it work. So how I'm going to cut this out, I was just going to cut it right over there where it was. I know it's not throwing any sparks. I just don't like the heated metal. So I am going to cut it here. And what I do is when I'm making the cut, I just clamp this piece here to the bench just to catch any of the shavings. I know it doesn't really matter, but at the end of the day, I'll be able to sleep at night knowing there's no hot embers in here. We'll get that set up. First cut, we're going to just do this part right here. That's going to be the rear wheel well. I am sure you all could see how the left side of that, how crooked that is. Okay, that there was cut with one of these wheels right here. It had more waves than Lake Erie in it. So basically what I did is trim this edge off so it's nice and straight and it matches the driver's side. Now I'm aware that once this gets mounted, this here is going to be probably about 2 inches, 2.5 inches below where it's going to bolt to the skirt rail. So there's blah, blah, blah. Whew, boy, oh boy. There's going to be more to come off. That's all I was trying to get out. There's going to be more to come off. There's no reason that should have been that difficult, but there is more to come off. So I'm not overly worried about this being exactly straight, but I'd like it to be straighter than it was. Now I'm going to get the other end cut off, and then I got to come back across the top, and we're going to call this piece done. And there is the right side of the car, from wheel well to wheel well. And technically that should match that piece right there. Let's all find out together. Would you all just look at that? Hey, not bad, not bad, not bad. Perfect. Good enough for the people we hang around with. Now that that's done, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some edging for the bottom or the back. That's not sharp at all, but so I'm probably going to fold this piece here over. This stuff here, it's already got the lip pretty much formed on it. I might cut a piece of that for the other one. I don't know. Did I leave enough to fold it? I don't know. Give me a chance to think, and I'll be right back. You smell something burning? It's just me thinking. Or I set the shop on fire with all these cuts. Be right back. Well, we are living and we are learning. We're mostly learning here. So have a look at this. Lower left rear quarter. That's a pretty decent arc right there, right? It's not sharp. I've already sanded that down. Okay. If we go to the lower right rear quarter, you'll see something a little bit different. Have a look. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Whoop, what do you got there? And right there. That's because I cut that one there out with these. Now, when you're using these, if you go all the way closed, that's how you end up with that pinch mark right there. If you don't close them all the way and you stop just before they're complete, you end up with a decent edge. And of course I wasn't paying attention there. And then once I found out what I was doing, I went back to a decent edge up there. Like I said, live and learn. We're learning. All in all, you're not going to see that, and that's all going to get sanded down as well because we don't want any sharp edges anywhere. The only thing left to do now is, well, I was going to roll an edge on the bottom of these here, but I'm not sure that I need to. I might do it anyways because it looks just kind of plain with nothing on the bottom here. So let me just contemplate this. I know I was contemplating it a minute ago. I'm going to contemplate it again. I looked that word up in a dictionary today, so I thought I'd better use it in a sentence, okay? Let's get contemplating. Contemplating. Never claimed to be the sharpest knife in the drawer. Here's what I have come up with. So I managed to make this nice edge right here on the top of the quarter. I'm going to try and do it again on the bottom. Now I've just got this piece here vice grip to a piece of angle iron, and we're just going to kind of pound that edge over, and if it doesn't look terrible, we're going to run it. If it looks terrible, we're going to run it. So I'm going to put you guys over here. You guys can kind of have an eyeball to what I got going on here. It's rolling. Not very good though. Not rolling near as good as the other one did. Now, guys, I know they make a tool for that. I don't have the tool for that. I'm just trying to wing it here and see what we can make happen. I'm not done though. By no means am I done. What I probably should do is, I don't know. I'm going to contemplate again. Hang on. Well, here's what I have contemplated. I don't know. So, have a look here. This is folded under. It needs to be pinched down. It all needs to be tight. Okay, it needs to be tight like this one up here is. But this is kind of where it starts. On the back side, as you see, it's all folded over on the back side. I just got, again, once it's pinched down, maybe a rivet on each end. It's not going to go anywhere. Am I going to run that? I don't know. The bottom edge isn't sharp anyway, so I may just leave it. Not sure. But this video's almost done. And I want to see it probably as bad as you do. Now you guys that have been around racing for 100 years already know what they look like. And probably not very exciting to you, but to us newbies, it's pretty exciting. So let's go get that Dominator nose, get it out of the box, and we're going to see what it looks like. The box is huge, and I got no room to begin with, so we're going to bring it in one piece at a time. Struggling. I am struggling. Alright guys, so here we are. Not bad, not bad. Now, a lot of you guys are running this nose. Again, like I said, this is brand new to us. I have no idea what I'm doing here, as you've all figured out by now, but that's it. And I paid, I think it was 360 bucks at Westside Performance for it. Took a few days to get it here, and once I figure out what I'm doing with the front fenders, we're going to put this on the car, and then hopefully it'll be complete. But first, now that I got the sides cut, I got to find somebody with a bender that's long enough to bend that for me so I can put the body line in it. Then we're going to attach them to the car for the final time. One thing of note, and I'll probably show you in another video, the exhaust runs through the passenger side and just kind of drops down behind the driver's seat. I want it to go at the side of the car, so am I going to cut a hole in the side of the panel to run the exhaust out? I don't know. Is that legal? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. You guys can tell me whether that's a good idea, bad idea. I have no idea. Again, man, we're just rocking the grammar today, ain't we? Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I don't think it's a very long one. Like I said, I did most of the work off camera because I had no idea what I'm doing. I still don't have any idea. But what I'm trying to do is figure it out. And if you're moving the camera around, trying to get some content with not knowing exactly what you're doing, turns out looking like a bag of wieners. And, well, we don't want it to look like a bag of wieners if we don't have to. Anyway, that is it. I want to thank you all for being a part of our channel. We are growing quick, and it's all thanks to you guys subscribing. So if you haven't already done so, like, share, and subscribe. And y'all seem to enjoy the interview there with Steve Shaw. And again, I want to I want to thank Steve Shaw for allowing me to come into his shop. And I'm pretty sure you're going to see us back there in the future because he's got some exciting things going on. Anyway, enough rambling on. I want to thank you all. And race season's coming. See you in the next one. Later.